I think you do tend to have this natural connection to someone who's had a similar loss to yourself.
You get what each other has gone through. Their journeys are different, but they've got their similarities.
We both had children. Losing a partner, if you don't have children, would be very different.
When my kids went back to school, the principal told me that it was common gossip around the schoolyard of how Matthew had passed away. And at that time, I actually hadn't told the children how he had died. That afternoon, when we were at a friend's house after school and there was other school kids there, they actually told my children how their father had passed away. What got me was that these parents had been discussing my tragedy in such detail in front of their own young children. But I think going back, being 20 years ago too, there wasn't the amount of awareness, understanding. No. There was still so much stigma and people just didn't know what to say.
I certainly got that people didn't know what to say. I guess the difference for me was that I was living in Brisbane at the time, and I was lucky enough that StandBy were active in Brisbane, so they were able to work with me and the school. The school had in their staff room charts of each of my children, who their go-to teacher was, who their friends were that were supporting them. So they were awesome. I do think probably time, a little bit further on, but also I think possibly the area.
Yeah, we were regional Victoria. We had no support, and I had researched a lot to try to find someone to connect with. And I knew StandBy, and they were very new back then, been around for around 3 or 4 years, but still was really just Queensland based. And I just craved for that connection, for a support service like that to be in our region. But unfortunately back then, there wasn't. We spoke really openly about mental health in our homes. I didn't want them to be scared that when I was sad that I was going to take my own life, because that was a big fear. The word suicide was really open in our house, because I didn't want them to ever think that they couldn't talk to me about it. Knowing that Matthew didn't talk about it, I didn't want that to become the norm. So therefore we flipped the script. It set that benchmark that nothing's off limits, which I guess helped me too with that fear that they, as young adults, or when they got into their teen years, that they may, follow that path and take their own life as well.
We was very similar in that we talked about mental health, we talked about suicide, and you could share everything with my children. So if one of them would ring and go, "Oh, Mum," I would just go, what? So they know when they ring, they always start with, "Hey, Mum, everything's okay. But I just need to tell you this." But so I know everything's okay before, and then I can relax and go into the conversation.
I sometimes felt bad that they didn't have that normal childhood where they didn't even know what the word suicide was. And unfortunately, being at such a young age, suicide was in their vocabulary. So sometimes I'd sit and I'd grieve for what could have been for them, and that normal kind of childhood where, you're not worrying about whether Mum's okay. I look at my kids now and they're adults and they've got their own children. And when they had their own children, that was really hard for me, in a sense that their dad wasn't here to see them have their firstborn.
Yes. I found that even with 18th birthdays, 21st birthday, all those things, and you're doing it on your own, and they're missing that, and your kids are missing that.
It's grieving still 20 years later, grieving for those things now that they've missed out on.
I know for us, we were always a close family, but it just made us tighter. And it is that saying, you hurt one, you hurt us all. Did you have that? Yeah.
And also that protectiveness as well. I became a real protective mama bear of, these are my cubs and I'm the only one left now to protect them. But I think, part of the fact that we became a lot closer was the fact I was doing everything. We're cricket training, football, basketball. The amount of huddles at footy matches that I would be the only mum.
And because you don't want them to miss out, you want to give them every opportunity they would have had.